start. So welcome to the Grow Rich Mastermind. So this first call is basically this for us to confirm a time, date, location. That's gonna be once a week for an hour, and it's gonna be ongoing. I am basically, in my eyes, I'm just gonna keep going until I don't really know. So that would just be an ongoing time that we're gonna establish. I'm gonna establish with you. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the structure that I came up with, so you know what to expect. And then for the people that raise your hand right now if you've read this book, or if I know some people aren't here. If you've read this book, just raise your hand. So 3, 4 of us. So this is one of these books that you want to keep going back to, like pick it up, read a chapter, read a page, read it. I try to read it at least once a year in full. So this is something that's going to help us do that as a group, do it together, because this book is something Napoleon Hill compiled over 25 years of, he actually interviewed over 25,000 people of the most successful people, but 500 of the really most successful. And not just, when I say success, I'm not just talking about money. I know the title, Think and Grow Rich, a lot of people can think, oh, like that's kind of, it's not about money. This is about like your health, your money, your relationships, every aspect of your life. And you're learning it directly from people that he interviewed. So in my eyes, I've come across a lot of self-improvement stuff and stuff with business. This is one of the top books on my shelf. If someone always asks me what's the best thing I've ever read, I always reference this book. So to start right now, I'm just going to show you, it's just a minute video about what exactly this book is and stuff like that. So I can kind of pre-frame it for you guys. And then, like I said, we'll come up with all those other details. And then I've been sending out emails and stuff. I have one that has the ebook I can provide to you for free. And then also I suggested that you go on wherever you want to get it and get a physical copy of the book. It's, 10, 15 bucks. So the whole thing is when you have the physical copy, it's so much better. You can write into the book. You take notes in there. You can bring it out. You can bring it with you. It's just one of those books that we've done. And then I've been partnered up with like Bob Proctor and his company. I'll show you him in a little bit. He's been reading this book for over 60 years total. He's 86 years old. So he's one of the best people I've came across as well in my the last 4 years. So if he's reading this book, I think we should as well. So just give me a second and I will share the screen with you. And people are still joining. Can you just give me a thumbs up? You can see that. All right, just a minute and a half, because I know all our time is very valuable.
At the turn of the 20th century, a young reporter, Napoleon Hill, was given an assignment to interview steel magnate Andrew Carnegie, a man who, despite being an immigrant born into poverty, had become one of the wealthiest people in history. During the fabled encounter, Carnegie asked Hill if he would be willing to dedicate his life to unearthing and documenting the secrets of the most successful people to ever live. Then to share this formula with the world, to give everyone the opportunity to fulfill their dreams and achieve anything they so desire. The young reporter accepted Carnegie's challenge and began a 25-year journey that would lead him to interview many extraordinary people. In 1937, the results of this quest were immortalized in Think and Grow Rich. In it, Hill showed that those who succeed do so irrespective of their circumstance, that potential is not predicated on age, race, education, gender, finances, or any other perceived disadvantage. It ignited a flame of ambition and helped end the Great Depression. 200 million copies and 80 years later, this book continues to inspire ordinary people to extraordinary achievement. It is the playbook through which countless entrepreneurs, innovators, and cultural icons unlock their potential, creating an alternate reality of abundance, purpose, and prosperity.
So that's a really cool video I found. And here's the second video I want to show you, just about a minute. This is Bob Proctor, one of the top teachers in the world. He's a legend in entrepreneurship, business, personal development, one of the best teachers on success and how to just improve your lives as well. So he's going to reference the movie. Apparently there's a movie. I've been trying to get a hold of it. They took it down for some reason. So I would look into that and try to find that. I cannot find it, even though I'm on their website. And I don't know why they took it down. It's kind of weird, but here's
Hello
Bob.
there and welcome. I'm Bob Proctor. You're about to watch a film that has the potential just to change the course of your life. It is extremely well done. It's based on Napoleon Hill's life work, but I think you know that. Well, you know, I picked up his book in 1961. I was 26 years old. Do the math. I've been studying this for almost 57 years. It's helped me earn millions of dollars. I've traveled all over the world. Now, when I got the book, I had 2 months high school, I had no business experience, and 5 years later, I was operating a company in Toronto, Montreal, Boston, Cleveland, Atlanta, London, England, earning a lot of money. Just see, Think and Grow Rich has impacted the lives of more people than any other book of its kind. Some of the material in this film will really cause you to stop and think about how you're leading your life right now, about the goals you've got, and the progress you're making. This is a phenomenal film. You're gonna love it. The people who made this film really deserve a medal, or an Academy Award possibly. Now sit back and enjoy the film.
Awesome. So yeah, unfortunately, we're not gonna enjoy the film. Once again, if you know where that's located, let me know because I cannot find it. Okay, so let's get down to business now. So I just wanted to pre-frame that for you if you didn't know what this book's all about and how important it is. Like when I was, and I know Doug, Hunter, some of my college friends were on here, and I never liked to read my whole life, like during college and stuff like that. In high school, I was never a reader. I wouldn't consider myself that. Now when I like pick up this book, it's not just a book to me. It's like, how is this going to change my life and the people that I work with? Like, what's in this book? They say, Bob, Napoleon Hill, they said there's a secret in this book, but it's different for everyone. So every time you read this, what you get out of it changes. So when I touch this, it's really like I'm touching $1 million to me. But it's more about like, how can we apply this, whatever you want to do, to change your relationship, your business, start a business, or get a promotion where you are, make more money, whatever you want to do. So that's what it's all about. So I wrote down a couple times. We have Zoom now, obviously, so it's not in person. So we have people in the Eastern ETA, on the West Coast, Pacific time, United Kingdom, Australia. So I'm trying to pick a time that works for everyone, right? So what I came up with is 2 options, and I usually just pick it, but I want to talk to you guys since you're on this call and see what works best for everyone. So first off, for people that are in Eastern Standard Time, I know lunchtime's 12. So that's one thing I could do was 12 o'clock during the week on Thursday or Friday at 12 noon. That's one option. Then option number 2 is Sunday at 11 a.m. So Sunday at 11 a.m., that would make it good for the people on Eastern Standard Time, and you could still have your whole day, kind of get up, do your things you have to do, come on for an hour, get some knowledge, talk to some people. For the people in the UK and stuff, 5 hours ahead-ish. So that'd be, 4 o'clock, which isn't too bad. And then for people on Pacific time, that'd be 9 a.m. So feel free to unmute right now and just give me some insights, like what works for you and how you're feeling. I know I can't satisfy like everybody's needs. So I have those 2 options I just threw down is Thursday and Friday at noon Eastern time, or Sunday at 11 Eastern time. So if anyone wants to just butt in and kind of give me some insight on that.
Hey, Dana, it's Antonia. Hi,
Hi.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
As I am in New York Standard, and 12 noon does work for me, although you'd be in the earpiece because I drive for a living, but I can hear, and that's the important part. But on Sunday, also for me, is like I'll be in worship. It's like the day of the Lord. So I don't know, a lot of people who do give Sunday to the Lord maybe be a hindrance. However, if there's a replay, I would be listening to a replay too. I just wanted to comment right quick and thank you, because you're giving, just for this to be free, Dana, it's I already could tell it's going to be wonderful content, and I'm glad to be here.
Okay.
Whatever
Thanks for the
time works,
insights.
but the question is, if I miss it, is there replay for these Zooms?
Yep. So I'm going to post a link after I talk to a couple more people. I'm going to post a link. It's going to have my Facebook group where the replay is going to go directly into there, and I'll organize it in there. So as long as you're in that community, you can go in and see any replay that you want. So yes, to answer your question, and I understand people have things to do Sundays, and it's just the same thing over and over. People have things to do during the week too. So like I said, it can't work for everyone. So I just need to pick a time. So yeah, the replay will be there. And I definitely want, even though it's free, I definitely want people that are, committed to either listening to the replay or coming on the calls and doing that such thing like that. Cause at the end of the day, it's what we get out of it. And you're probably asking, why am I doing this? As I go through this book again and I discuss it with you guys, it helps me with this material, helps me with my career, helps me be more valuable, means I can provide to more people and stuff like that. And it also keeps me with new connections constantly coming in and out. So that's the reason I'm doing that. So I think I'm leaning towards Sunday at 11 because you can still do stuff before then or after. It's just an hour. So if one more person wants to kind of talk to me about that, I know a big thing, like Bob says, make a decision. So I already made my decision, but I'm still willing to talk to like another person about that. So is there anyone else that's on a different time zone or anything like that want to give some insight? And then if not, I'll do 11 on Sunday.
I'm on California time. I'm an early bird anyway, but Sundays are family days for a lot of people, even though you might be single. And it is a day of church for a lot of people. So I could never participate because I volunteer on Sunday mornings at 8:30. Fridays are good. For me, I actually block that day out for admin stuff and fun things. So I would vote for Friday. I think Fridays are good.
Okay. All right, Marilyn, thanks. So anyone that's working, I guess working on Friday, Thursday and Fridays, anyone opposed to like 12 o'clock on a Thursday or 12 o'clock on a Friday? Is anyone opposed to that?
No, I think that works for a lot of us. Dana.
Okay. All right, Doug. Yeah,
There's a
because
lot
then
of
I
info
want to
in
make
the
it.
chat. There's
I
a
was
lot
just
of
looking at the comments, and it seems like it works for a lot of people.
if you look at the
Oh,
chat, yeah,
let me pull that up.
everybody's been responding.
Friday. And it wouldn't be this, yeah, it wouldn't be on this Sunday. It wouldn't start Friday, Sunday, 11 works, Sunday church for me, Friday. Well, I would like to do, honestly, I think Friday at noon would be really good. Kind of go into your weekend with some fire, some knowledge, and then you have the weekend to do yourself. And thank you for giving me that insight, because I'm not married or I don't have kids. So it's tough. It's the Maryland, like it's tough to put my perception into other people's shoes sometimes and stuff like that. So let's do Friday at 12. So what I'll do is I'll send right now, just give me a second. I'm going to send a reoccurring meeting directly in here so people can just sign up, and it's going to go right into your calendar going forward for Friday. And we'll start, not this Friday, we're going to start up next Friday. Okay. So next Friday, I'll put a link in there right now that has the ebook. If you didn't have that, it has the Facebook group where the replays will be. And there's one more thing it will have. But again, if you miss it, you can go back, see the replay. It's just going to keep moving on and moving on. So if you miss a week, it's fine. But it's honestly, it's what you put into it that you're going to get the most benefits out. And even though it is a free thing, I take it pretty, I wouldn't say like serious, but I take it like I definitely want to act like it's paid. And then I definitely want people that are included that act like it's paid as well. So 1 second.
So, I mean, I can't speak for everyone here because it seems like obviously Friday's working off best for everyone. But if you do add more people to this list, I don't know how many more people you're going to add, but people like me might be at work. Like I'm at work from 8 to like 8:30 to 4:30 Monday through Friday, and for those people that work 9 to 5s and they're trying to, start this onto the side and haven't left those jobs yet to do entrepreneurship, that might be difficult for them to be doing on a Friday just during their workday. I mean, I don't know if they'll have that. For those that are still working from home, they might have a lunch break or something of that sort, but just something to think about for if this group does grow.
Gotcha. I mean, we can always work to change the time as well. And at the end of the day, it's kind of like this. Like I have my separate like group coaching things, and it's like that's a stuck time at one of them's at 3 o'clock Wednesday. Mm-hmm. And what I usually do is I just say, hey, this is the time if you're serious about this, I'm sure you'll figure it out. And with that being said, I understand, Hunter, like a lot of people can't make it. So let's just work with this for now. And then if things do need to change, I can update it. It's not that crazy. All right, just give me a second. Is everyone registered here, like through, you typed in your email to sign up for this? Because that's where you're gonna get the updates. Because I sent the link out to some people, so I will ask, if you're not registered with your email, I'll put the link there. You need to register so that when I give you updates on this and stuff, and I give you replays and stuff, it's gonna go directly to your email, and just make sure you really check in on that. So I'll send that right now. I just didn't have this prepared because I was discussing it. So just give me a second again. So this one's gonna have that register link if you haven't. It's gonna have the Facebook group if you are not in there. I know some of you don't have Facebook, that's fine, as long as you're signed up for the emails. It's gonna have the Thinking to Result, not Thinking to Result, it's my other program. Think and Grow Rich ebook right here. And now I'm still creating the Zoom call right now as well. And also for the people that are listening and you're kind of listening, what we want to do is if you're live on the call, I do want you to try to have your camera on and be present with it and taking notes and stuff like that. Like I said before, it's free. So it's what you put into it. You don't even have to show up. At the end of the day, I know this book can help you, and I know I can help guide you through this. I've been studying this for the last couple of years and partnered up with Bob. His stuff is based on this book. So it's not like I'm going through this for my first time. It's not like I don't know much about this. I've been studying this I don't even know how many hours a day for the last year and a half. And then before that as well. So I'm definitely a good person to help explain this, answer questions about it and whatnot. So the 3 links are there, and just working on this last one now. And then I'll get into the structure of how it works. And then we can just basically close it up. I just wanted to keep this at about a half hour. And feel free, if anyone has questions right now, you can unmute. I'm just creating this. I can still answer questions while I create this.
It's very generous of you to do this, because I bought Think and Grow Rich in 1984 and actually pulled the book off my shelf. So I was telling Dana, I have like little Post-it things sticking out from where things jumped out at me. But really exactly what the beginning of the book says in the introduction, I only got past 2 chapters, but it did change the direction of my life. Because purpose is very important.
You've read the book, though, you mentioned before you read the whole book, or?
Yes, I kind of get stuck sometimes. If something really catches you, like the power of desire, just desire is, if you're building a team and you don't see desire in people, you can't push people to do something. So there's a lot to learn.
All right. And for people that have not read the book or this material, a lot of it is super interesting. It's going to challenge your beliefs. It's going to, you have to go into it with an open mind so you can kind of accept the material. Like I've told so many people before. But at the end of the day, if you're thinking like it's not credible, this is probably one of the most credible books out there in this industry. So, it's the #1 bestseller for that. So, all right, I think I got this down. Let me see. So the first Friday would be April. And I'm sorry I'm taking so long with this. April 8th.
April 9th is the first Friday.
April 9th. All right, I'm gonna post a link right now for you, and this will go out until June 25th. That may not be the exact one, but I can edit it after. So this is where you definitely want to sign up for this now.
And as you can see, if you open this link I'm posting here, you just give a click on that. It has it, you can share it on Facebook, Instagram and stuff. So what I really would suggest you to do is if you want to grow this, and I would appreciate that if you can share that on there to grow this group, or if you want to share it with a friend and stuff like that. Because also what I want to do is on the first call, I'm going to break us out and kind of get, I call them accountability partners or so. And just someone that you can check in with and when I'm not there, and someone that you can kind of bounce ideas off and stuff like that. So, all right, so that's that. And then the last thing I want to talk about is the structure of what I created for it. And basically the structure I have is, so each meeting is going to be 60 minutes. We could go past it, but I want it to kind of be a firm 60 minutes in that sense. So the 5 minutes that start are going to be just kind of wins to warm it up and get people going. So I'll probably ask 2 or 3 people a minute each to share a win like that. And like I said, this is going to grow. I'm going to have to probably cap it at, I don't know how many people are going to be here at one time, but I'll probably have to cap it at a certain limit at a point. Because like I said, there was over 50 people that registered, just not everyone could make the 12 o'clock. And they're not going to be too happy about that 12 on Friday. But like Marilyn said, and other people, I can't serve everyone in different ways, but I can only figure out what works for right now. So 5 minutes, the first 5 minutes is going to be wins, stuff like that, a couple people. Then the next 35 minutes is going to be me. I sent an email that has a link to this book on Amazon, I believe. And then I sent one that has the action guide. This is not mandatory. This is just stuff if you want to do it. I'm going to be referencing this for each set. There's questions and stuff. So I'll be going through that. So for 35 minutes, we're going to discuss that. And I'm going to basically open it up for questions for people that are on here. So any questions about this? And this is the kind of book that you're going to have questions. So just come prepared. So when we start off on the 9th, come prepared with questions as you do your reading. It's going to be up to you guys to read chapter 1 each week. I'm not going to follow up with you as I usually would with clients and stuff like that. But that's why when we establish those accountability partners and stuff like that, that's super important. So you can kind of be like, oh, where are you at in this book? Or you can meet with them whenever you want. And it also builds relationships. So you can actually build a relationship up with people. And it's not only about that. And that's a huge point of life and business as well. So 35 minutes of that. And then the last 15 minutes, I'm going to break you guys out for the people that are on the call or on voice. I'm going to break you out into groups to just go over like the key points and kind of what you learned and stuff like that. I'll go into it when we're on the calls and be like, I want you to discuss this or so. But once again, this is kind of a freestyle discussion about, I call it a mastermind about the book, about how to integrate this into our lives and business. So I'm not going to tell you what to talk about or anything like that, because I want you guys to really be responsible for that. I think that's the power of this kind of community. And still people coming in. So that would be the structure of it. In the last 5 minutes, will just be like what to do next and everything like that. So that's basically the simple structure of that. So each week, we're going to go into one section. And I know there's 13 steps to getting rich. This is the 13th step to riches, but there's really 15 different chapters if you include the general introduction. So when we meet on the 9th on Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, definitely mark it down in your calendar and definitely register in that link. The first one is your only exercise it's the general introduction. Okay, it's about 37 pages. So you have, what's that, 9 days to read 37 pages. And at least for me, I love this material and I really get sucked into it. So the 37 pages, you could read really fast and don't go past that. When you listen to I listen to the audiobook as well, and they really specifically say, and they probably say it in the book again, don't read more than 1 chapter a day specifically. But a big thing with Bob Proctor and how I learned is repetition. So if you read it once, read it again if you want. Just don't move on to that second until we move on and have that discussion. And that's kind of really important in that sense. So the intro will just be the what's due for reading next time we meet on 12 Friday. And then does anyone have any questions about any of this information, about the book, about anything else to expect, or any comments?
No, Dan, I was just going to let you know, I think from what I'm reading here, it looks like the meeting is currently set up every week at 11 a.m. But I might be looking at the wrong thing. I clicked the link and it was saying the first day is April 9th at 11. So just want to let you know.
And this is why when you multitask, I do not believe in multitasking. I know some people do, but your brain can only concentrate on a certain thing at a time. You can multitask, but you do make mistakes, I guess. It says 11, yeah. Doug, my fellow engineer.
I pay attention to detail, Dana, as you know.
I know. All right, so I'm gonna switch that. And I believe if you register for that, I can just switch the time, so you don't need to re-register. But I would definitely, I'll post a link again, re-register, and then we can I'll ask for a couple more questions. We can close this out.
So the
And we'll go
updates
from
to
there.
the mastermind, that link updates to the mastermind, if we already registered, are we already in there?
No, so this link was basically, I just wanted to do the startup call to get everyone on the same page. It's completely
Oh.
separate. So this link for this one will not
Okay.
be used again, but this one will be the one that's going to be used going forward regardless. And if anything, like if I need to change that at all or alter or something comes up, then I will. But I mean, on my end, my goal is to show up every single week at 12 o'clock on Friday, regardless. Regardless of what I'm doing. That's what I'm gonna do for everyone. So I'll update that right
Dana,
now.
can I share with everyone what I shared with you on WhatsApp this morning, which is because I'm traveling and I'll be gone a month.
Yeah, you can do that.
There's an ebook that I downloaded. I only paid $3.98 on Google Play Books. I'll post it. I have the hard book, but I'm able to, I actually read the entire preface, introduction, everything on my phone, sitting on my couch this morning. And then on a Android, you can actually click on read aloud, so you can hear it too if you're exercising or anything.
Yeah, so that's important if you want to get the ebook as well. And Marilyn, the link I posted in the chat is a free ebook as well. I know you bought that one.
Yes.
So that's also the ebook for free that I shared in there.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I just have a list here of things I want to go over. The link to sign up, register, accountability partners. I basically covered everything I wanted to cover. And so I can ask if there's any more questions. If not, I'll close it out for you guys and we can get back to whatever you were doing. So anyone that has a question, feel free to unmute.
I just want to say thank you for having us all here. Sorry, my dog's like popping in to say hello as well. Yeah, I just want to say thank you. This is an amazing book. I know how good you are and what you can do. So I'm really looking forward to the next few, well, in this mastermind group. So thank you.
No problem, Ashley. We love this book.
We do.
All right, everyone. Thank you. So go ahead. Sorry.
I said Harley loves it too.
Could I just say thank you as well? I was a bit late joining, Dana, because I was on Doug's call and I didn't realize it was lasting for 90 minutes. I spotted you on it and I thought, oh, that's fine. I haven't got it wrong, you know, trying to work out my time zone calculations. But then I realized that you weren't there and I just joined. But I'll get all the information, I'm sure, from Ashley. But thank you. I'm looking forward to working with you and excited. Thanks a lot. It's great. Thank you so much.
I'm happy to have you here. Jackie's one of the sweetest women I know, everyone. So be prepared for that. And then Rachel Taylor's on here. We go back a few years as well, but I don't know if she's listening or not. So welcome, Rachel. My other friend Doug knows her as well.
Thank you.
There she
It's
is.
5:30 in the morning tomorrow, so
Jackie, go to bed.
I've been. Thank you.
All right. All right, we're gonna close it out about a half hour here. So next Friday, 12. Everyone, I'll see you then. We'll hop into that structure and everything. Just be prepared, be present, and make sure that you just read that chapter and try to, if you can get through that once a day, go for it. If you want to do it twice, do it. But you just don't move on to the next one until you discuss it. It's all gonna make sense. There's a process for that, and it's the one that I've used that's helped kind of transform my life and business, and I guess every area, because there's a lot created disintegrate. You're growing or you're dying. Most people don't understand that. So if you're not taking steps to do stuff like this, even though you may seem like you're flat, you're going to be going downhill for a little bit. So thank you all for coming on today. And I will post this into the group as well. Make sure you save those links before we exit out. And I'll see you next Friday. Feel free to reach out to me on social media, or if I know you personally, just send me a text if you have questions.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dana. Talk to you later.
See ya.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm just making sure I've got that link before I go. Got it. Okay.
You'll be able to save the chat, Ashley, by, the 3 buttons down beside
Oh,
the file,
yeah. Thank you.
down at the very bottom.
Thanks,
Click on those 3
Jackie.
buttons. It says save chat and it will save it in Finder for you. For
Keeping me
everyone.
right, as always, keeping me right. Okay. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye. Oh, that's my phone. My alarm is a bird song and it's the bird.